Are there aspects to your day that you feel as if you're just, checking the box? Do you ever strive to reach out of your comfort zone, become uncomfortable, and level up? Privileged to be your host, this is Jason Wabick. Now, let's uncheck the box. Another fabulous week to everybody out there. Once again, my name is Jason Wabick, host of the Uncheck the Box podcast, where today we bring another topic that we can add into our toolbox in ways that we can level up and be the best version of ourselves that we can be. After all, isn't that our motivation every single day, right? Today's topic, named Your Brain on Point, was inspired by a chat room that I was in on the newest social media platform called chat room. I'll be okay. Clubhouse. I've been on this thing for a week and fallen in love with it more and more every single day. You get to connect with people, and it's all verbal. There are literally live chat rooms where you get to communicate with other people all over the world. I've talked with people overseas, and obviously as well as stateside. And I was in this chat room early in the week called Healthy Leadership. And it really actually inspired this topic, Your Brain on Point, because they were talking about making sure we're ready to go to tackle what the world's going to give us, especially if we are in a leadership position. Are we taking care of ourselves? Are we essentially attempting to be ready to go and to be the best versions of ourselves for the people that we are leading? And it really did resonate with me on ways that, we can make ourselves better. Because, we can get up and get ready for the day and go at it with a lot of the things we've already been talking about over the last month and a half, right? But if we're not the best versions of ourselves, then the people that we are inspiring, the people that we are coaching, the people that we are motivating, they don't get the best leadership that they can possibly get. Or even if we're just in a role that we're in sales or customer service, what type of experience are we providing for those clients or potential clients? So, again, this really did resonate with me, and today we are going to look at 5 ways that we can keep our brain on point. But remember, everybody, it's always a great practice to involve a trained medical professional if you have further questions and information as to how some of these things could affect your overall health. Great, everybody. Let's start digging in. The first way that can help, and we've talked about it a few times, is simply just to start taking better care of ourselves in some of the following ways. Number 1, getting more sleep. We talked about it in nightly routines, evening routines. 7 hours or more is the rule of thumb. Retire at the same time every night. Wake up at the same time every morning. Managing stress better is a great way for us to start taking better care. Stress stimulates a hormone called cortisol. And in small doses, it's okay, but in high levels, it increases plaque in the blood vessels and decreases overall oxygen levels, which creates damage to the brain. Also, it wears away at short-term memory. So the less stress we have in our life, the better off we are. And we've talked about that as well multiple times. Things like adding daily routine will help minimize the overall stress. Some more good habits with socialization will also improve our overall self. Taking on a new exercise class, especially if there's socialization involved with it. We're going to get to exercise last, right? But good habits, forming good habits and instilling good habits along with socialization will help just make ourselves overall better mentally, physically. And then another way, limiting multitasking. It diminishes mental productivity and elevates fatigue and stress. So the more, again, we can stick to that routine we've already created. I know all of you have created that by now, right? It'll allow us the ability to focus on one task at a time to help us be a much better overall person. Way number 2 is very simple. Skill up. Constantly pushing ourselves into that uncomfortable zone will continue to exercise our brain, which is extremely healthy. Like we've talked about already in episode 1, a lot of people just settle back into what's comfortable. But when in actuality, it's been proven if we push ourselves into that uncomfortable, it's using our brain in a form of exercise that's very good. So my friends, leveling up, the desire to grow, learn, and expand our abilities will help us keep our brain on point and keep it very, very sharp. Number 3, stay motivated. A motivated brain builds faster and more robust neural connections. Identify your passions and learn more about them. I think that's pretty straightforward, right? Everybody, no explanation needed. Stay motivated. It'll also keep us in a better frame of mind, positive mindset, growth mindset. It's all good stuff for the brain. Stay motivated. Continue to push yourself to skill up and grow. Number 4, and one that I will admit to you is something that I am really focusing on right now. I'm far from the expert in this, so I'm going to read you a couple things from studies that I was doing some research. I'm absolutely the student here. But based off of what I have read, I have found a reason to once and for all put some of this into my daily routine. And that is yoga and or meditation. Yoga I dabbled with as part of my exercise routine on and off, never really did get it solidified into my day. But now, based again off of some of this research, I will definitely commit to that. And please hold me accountable to it, okay? So let's talk about yoga. There was a study done between people who did yoga and then other people who just basically used conversation and prescription. And did you know that the people that did yoga showed a 33% reduction in anxiety and depression indicators? And that was really only an average of 12 minutes of yoga per day. Very interesting. And then likewise with meditation, there was a study done through Harvard University, and it said that the study indicated that sustained periods of guided meditation or mindfulness practices increases the cortical thickness of the hippocampus part of the brain. And this part of the brain is a big player when it comes to the role of learning, memory, and overall emotion. And that same study also found decreases in the volume of the amygdala part of the brain, which is involved with experiencing emotions like fear, stress, and anxiety. So both are very similar and both have a lot of similar benefits. But the one thing I think that is consistent with both yoga and or meditation is breathing. And did you know that breathing can be done as an exercise just on its own? And there's many different ways that you can insert different exercises into not only your morning, but your midday and your evening as well. And overall, breathing is underrated because here's some of the benefits. It overall can lower blood pressure and stress symptoms throughout the whole body. And it helps to improve your mood, focus, and concentration. Getting that oxygen flowing into your body to your brain is all very healthy for us and has a lot of positive side effects. So my friends, taking care of the brain means getting good oxygen flow and getting a good release of those feel-good hormones, which we're going to talk about right now in number 5. And it is my favorite, and it is exercise. I know this gets thrown around loosely, but if I can tell you, everybody, that this I have experienced single-handedly has changed my life. It was my goal last year at the age of 41 to get in the best shape of my life. But you know what I found, my friends? Is that I experienced so many additional benefits from just adding exercise in my daily routine. And listen, I know we all know we should be doing it, but this is where officially I can challenge all of you, okay, to push yourself into the uncomfortable. Because what I'm going to review with you right now has, again, extreme benefits to your life. And benefits that I can single-handedly tell you do work. And it also, the direct opposite of not doing these, can have the adverse effect. So basically, everything I mentioned to you, just take the opposite and know by not adding exercise into your day, you could experience some of the reverse symptoms. So let's talk about some of them. Did you know that exercise does all of the following? Promotes cardiovascular health, improves blood flow to the brain, reduces inflammation, lowers depression and anxiety, which actually, exercise is a treatment for both. And a lot of doctors will say before medication, just add exercise into your day. It lowers not only stress hormones, but actually increases and releases the feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. And these are things that get released into our brain that are healthy for us, they're natural for us, and is essentially a legal high. And people tend to be happier and experience less stress. They can also manage to control their emotions a lot better. My friends, I can tell you, I experienced this firsthand. Not only was I really feeling down not long ago, a couple years ago, and I found by making tweaks into my diet, realizing that things like alcohol is a depressant, and then not counteracting that with exercise, you can really find yourself at kind of a low point. But by making those tweaks, adding exercise, now all of a sudden, my friends, you all will find yourself feeling much better about yourself, ready to embrace the uncomfortable, and absolutely being on point. It doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect. It certainly doesn't mean that we're not going to have bad days. But I know one thing. If we take better care of ourselves, if we strive to skill up and level up every day, if we stay motivated, we are intentional with breathing and increasing our brain function, lowering stress by means through yoga, meditation, and exercise, and get moving, then we will be the best version of ourselves that we can potentially be. As always, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Appreciate the time that you spend with me. If you like some of the nuggets that you pick up, write some comments, leave a review. Much love to everybody out there. But most importantly, you have a killer week. Have a phenomenal rest of your day, and we will see you next time.